Greetings, fellow goons. Today we will be checking out Universe Sandbox, a game where you play as God himself. Being a true sandbox, there is no built-in progression, storyline, or objective. As such, we will be setting our own goal, making a nice, custom, habitable solar system. There are two main types of players in Universe Sandbox, the builder and the schizo. As the builder, you make, or at least attempt to make, interesting planetary systems, some of which may even have life on them. Then, there are the schizophrenics. These people simulate massive collisions, planetary drive-by shootings, clusters of black holes, mash their mouse to spawn in as much stuff as physically possible, and even subscribe to physics premium. I find that most gamers are a mix of both. So, you want to try Universe Sandbox, but don't know where to start your grand operations. Fortunately, opening the game loads you into our own solar system, a perfect testing platform to demonstrate some of the many wonderful features at your disposal. 1. The Add tool. You'll probably use this more than anything else in the game, so get familiar with it. The Add tool has 4 modes. Still, which places something still. Orbit. This does exactly what you would expect. Binary. Orbit, but with extra steps. And finally, launch. You can either use the auto launch velocity feature, or if you're anything like me, turn off auto launch velocity and crank that shit. As with everything else in this game, more zeros equals more better, and generally yields better results. 2. Realism. As long as you stay within reasonable limits, the simulation tends to be fairly accurate, and the game does its best to maintain this accuracy. However, there are of course some hiccups in certain situations, but I find that most of the glitches tend to at least be fun to mess around with. 3. Computer performance. As you can probably imagine, running a realistic physics sandbox demands a lot of processing power. You might also believe that you have a good PC. Universe Sandbox will dispel this feeble illusion once and for all. Much like the school Wi-Fi is my preferred method of testing new DDoS tools, Universe Sandbox is my preferred method of stress testing new computers. No matter how much of your wallet you burnt on a PC, your frames per second will on occasion turn into seconds per frame, and you will be happy about it. I'm fairly confident this game could even bring a $10,000 Threadripper to its knees in certain situations. There's literally a button in the settings called Performance Test, which I think speaks for itself. 4. Remember what I said about realism? Well, forget all of it. In Universe Sandbox, we are not bound by petty things such as the speed of light. Generally speaking, getting something to go past the speed of light is only really possible by manually setting its speed. However, when you're messing around with black holes or other extreme objects, things will on occasion violently remove themselves from the system at physics premium speeds. Evidently, Universe Sandbox's physics engine runs on Newtonian mechanics. This means there are no relativistic effects, such as time dilation and the infinite energy required to keep speeding up as you approach the speed of light. You can use as many zeros as you want. 5. The graphs and maps. Do you like to carefully monitor and examine your universal level war crimes? Well, these are the perfect tools for doing just that. Click on any object and press this button in the menu that opens on the right. This will reveal a bunch of panels, each with various pieces of information. 6. Lasers. These give a whole new level of meaning to the concept of getting nuked from orbit. Lasers are the most direct method of both committing war crimes and simultaneously expressing your supreme artistic abilities. So basically, if Hitler played this game, this would be his weapon of choice. High power lasers tend to make your subjects very warm, sometimes permanently. In this example, the Earth was heated up so much it spontaneously evaporated. Progressively adding more zeros generates progressively more heat, so have some fun with it and experiment. 7. Space goggles. Ignore the fancy name, these are basically just a welding mask. This is what happens if you take them off. Yep, I recommend leaving those on. 8. The Explode tool. It does exactly what its name says. Just like the launch tool, you can either leave this on, or turn off auto and crank that shit. Just like spam. Okay. That is certainly a number. Oh no. That distance measurement is galaxy radii, by the way. You can also set a delay before exploding if you really want that full bomb experience. 9. Terraforming. Cover the earth in Coca-Cola and other interesting substances. 10. Time acceleration and deceleration. I lied about the add tool being the most used. You will probably fiddle with this little knob right here more than everything else combined. Changing the simulation speed is incredibly important in a space game, because real time is... yeah, pretty self-explanatory. If time acceleration didn't exist, it would take literal days of waiting here to see anything happen. A truly masochistic way of playing. 11. The transform tool. This allows you to move and rotate. We get these red, blue, and green lines for rotation, and a giant gray arrow for direction. 12. The force tool. There's no better way to describe this other than you become One Punch Man. Once again, there is no limit to how many zeros this number can have, leading to some truly incredible results. So, you've taken my masterclass and now have a basic understanding of the many tools at your disposal. What next? Another great thing about this game is the many pre-made simulations ready for you to explore. In fact, there were so many that I streamed every single one, spending around 10 to 15 seconds per simulation, and it still took over 2.5 hours. This is obviously way too much for the video, so instead I will only be featuring some of the highlights. First up, collisions. There are a great deal of collision simulations, but most of them generally involve yeeting objects of various sizes into the earth, sometimes head-on, sometimes at an angle, or sometimes even more than an object at the same time. There are normal collisions, and then there are those that are a little strange. Such as this one, which places 100 severely obese spherical cows around the moon, and then vertically integrates them into the moon's surface. Grid simulations. These come in all sorts, cause a lot of lag, and are also relatively boring. The largest grids come in 8x8 or 9x9, which is quite big and will probably freeze your game. Oh my god! What? However, there is at least one fun experiment to conduct with these. Turn off position lock on the largest planet and watch what happens. Next, the historical tab. Each of these shows a recent or historical event. Some notable examples include the Voyager 2 spacecraft's flyby of Saturn, dart crashing into Dimorphos, which orbits Didymos? And the Parker Solar Probe dive bombing the sun. There are also eclipses, comets, Elon Musk's car, asteroids, collisions, and so on. How about the physics tab? These include Earth at various temperatures, planets collecting Saturn's rings, dissolving the moon, binary objects, and feeding the sun to your pet black hole. Are astronomical scale systems too big to visualize? Do you want to experience physics at a human scale? Well, I have the perfect tab for you. Human scale, where we see physics at a human scale. Here's a size comparison. As you can see, there are quite a lot of objects to choose from. All objects of any size exert some, admittedly small, amount of gravity, which means you can make orbital systems out of quite literally anything. In this example, 20 baseballs orbit one bowling ball. Upon colliding, 2 baseballs merge into one larger baseball. Huh? This is a very realistic mechanic, and should not be questioned. Stress tests? Why? Bro, isn't that the entire purpose of the game? There's the 1,000 planet sphere, Saturn with 25,000 ring particles, which honestly isn't even that bad, Earth with 2,000 moons, and lastly, the true final boss of Universe Sandbox, Earth with 5,000 moons. This venture crashed my stream not once, not twice, but 3 times, and I still haven't managed to open it to date. Maybe you're thinking, oh, this guy just has a bad PC. Here are my PC specs. Comment down below if you managed to load this one up. And those were some of the most interesting presets. I haven't even scratched the surface in this video, so get the game and experiment for yourself. The presets might be good, but they get boring kind of fast. In order to unlock true infinite possibilities, we must run our own ethical and morally correct experiments. We begin our adventures with a favorite for my streams. the speed of light, and beyond. Oh! Fuck! That might have been a little bit too fast. Use the launch tool, select various objects, and send them on a great voyage. One of my favorite activities is making railguns. This is done by slowing time way down and then spamming as much crap as possible towards the earth or something else. Auto clicker highly recommended. You now have a volley of high-speed, explosive shells that will absolutely obliterate anything in their path. I tried with bowling balls, however, this was quite frankly pathetic. So, we had to go bigger. Mars' smallest moon, Deimos. Compared to the bowling balls, Deimos is a measly 300 trillion times larger. Very nice. What if we take the largest known star in the universe and throw it at the solar system? Come on. When is it gonna start moving? Because when it starts moving, it's gonna start moving really fast. What? Infinite meteor. Okay, a bit slower. The prostate examiner. Okay, it's approaching. It's getting there. Yoink. Yup. And not a trace, except for the fart cloud, of course. Pushing the boundaries of the speed of light is fun, but can we build light itself? Can we create a star by merging Jupiters together? In order for this to work, the conglomeration has to reach around 80 Jupiter masses, which is the critical mass for achieving nuclear fusion in the core of a star. This went well until it reached around 20 Jupiter masses and spontaneously disassembled. Womp womp. What if we had Jupiters from both sides to try to outpace the disintegration process? Despite being more tactical, this also didn't work. So I came up with another, even more stupid idea. What if we slow time way down and then clip Jupiters into each other directly? Just like a scuffed KSP craft, this process created an incredible amount of lag. But then, it actually worked. At least for a little while. Upon passing 80 Jupiter masses, this blob was recategorized by the game as a star and then rapidly diffused into a fart cloud over the next few minutes. I see this as a success. The whale overlords. In my opinion, the single best glitch in the entire game. Get yourself a sperm whale and set him down in orbit of something. Next, spam this button until he is a truly big boy. At somewhere around the mass of the sun, your whale will ascend. Now I don't have the definitive answer for what is happening here, but it's probably something to do with how the game simulates fusion. When the whale reaches a certain mass, the game goes, shouldn't this be a star? And so, it makes it a star. That, however, does not explain the literal force field generated by the whale. What the fuck is that? Now, all the random stuff we've done is great and all, but none of it could really be described as progress towards our actual goal, creating a habitable system. So, let's do that. Our brand new solar system starts with a blank canvas, a nice set of tools, many options, and an idiot running the whole operation behind the scenes who hears the voices commanding him to commit heinous war crimes. First up, choosing a star. There are a lot of stars, but it's probably advisable to stick to one in the general area of one solar mass. Next, planets. We have Planet 1, Planet 2, Planet 3, Planet 4, and Planet 5. Names pending. Some terrestrial, some gas giants, and finally, a habitable one. But how do we actually make a habitable planet? We'll start by placing a terrestrial planet in the habitable zone and go from there. Use the terraforming tool to add liquids and gas. You'll notice enough when these fart clouds start appearing in the atmosphere, meaning your planet has weather. And finally, I'd recommend spending the next 30 minutes fiddling with the orbit. Seriously, it is ridiculously hard to find the correct orbital distance for a good temperature. And then, I do this. Oh shit! While trying to reduce the sulfur dioxide, I pressed the divide by 10 button, which triggered a surface update and covered the entire planet in a lot of Coca-Cola. Not to worry, we can simply spam this button a bit more and it goes away. What about moons? Smaller terrestrial planets have less moons, while gas giants tend to have a few more. So we'll reflect this in our system. We'll give Fridge 2 moons, spread some more here, and give these 2 gas giants a large amount of moons. Once we have enough moons, we can move on to magnetic fields. Most planets have some form of magnetosphere, which functions as a kind of force field, protecting it from the solar wind of its parent star. So we'll give Fridge one and add some to a few of the other planets as well. If you want to see this magnetic field in action, let's go to this close-in planet, which is actively getting rizzed up and evaporated by its parent star. Adding a magnetic field works like a massive planetary condom, protecting it very effectively. Next up, asteroids. I'll add some here, at an arbitrary position decided with no real reasoning whatsoever, and another few asteroids closer in. These sit at a nice and comfortable Florida temperature of 2700 degrees Celsius. And there we have it, a nice planetary system. But we have another issue, naming. I'm really shit at coming up with names on the spot. Luckily, this is where the voices in my head made themselves extremely useful. All I had to do was ask for names, and then came the flood. We've got Fruge, the star, Le Fish à Lava. The closest planet is constantly turning into a fart cloud, and in my opinion, has the best name in the entire system. A hot Jupiter, which is basically just a gas giant that is really close to its parent star. The boiled one. It boils. Average sized Ford E150. I would make it car shaped, but I lack the knowledge and willpower to do so. Small Boy, a small planet about 1/5 the size of the Earth. Fish, also quite warm. Fridge, the habitable one. Wax, lightly weathered cut copper stairs, which is orbited by magenta glazed terracotta. The prostate examiner, do not let this thing anywhere near Uranus. Freezer, this is where your dad went to get the milk. And last but not least, Afton. With the planets named, it is time for some more exotic additions. A golf ball with the massive Ceres, and a black hole called School Laptop, because as we all know, all school laptops are a bottomless pit of despair. Next, a moon covered entirely in oil. I don't care if it's technically nitrogen, it looks like oil, so that's what I'll call it. Aw, fuck, the oil froze. This system is now on the Steam Workshop for anyone to download and play. Link in description. Now that we've built this, how about we run some experiments? First up, what if we add a massive black hole? This one sits at a comfortable 4 million solar masses, which is quite large if I say so myself. Everything gets rapidly accelerated towards it and absorbed. This POV is genuinely scary. Pretty cool. How about some neutron star experiments?
Suction!
Oh fuck! Oh no! I forgot to slow down time, and everything happened way too fast to see anything. This time, I paused the simulation right before the collision, and we get to see some truly incredible results. The 2 neutron stars begin their lateral penetration of each other, and upon reaching about halfway through, go supernova. What if we grab the Earth and sandwich in between? Some rapid outgassing, and then we quickly reach a nice and comfy temperature of over 160,000 degrees Celsius. The Earth then starts getting rapidly elongated and given Mickey Mouse ears. And then, this happens. I don't really know what was going on here. And then, this happens. Which is just strange, but at least it kind of looks cool. So yeah, this is what I meant when I said most of the glitches are least fun to mess around with. How about we add Stephenson 218, which you might remember from earlier as the largest known star in the universe. Wait, what the fuck? Where did it go? You see, when something so much as touches a black hole's event horizon in this game, it gets fully absorbed. Instantly. You might also remember School Laptop, or should I say, the School Laptop, our own resident black hole. When I placed Stephenson 218, its fat ass covered the entire inner solar system. At this instant, School Laptop absorbed the entire thing. Instantly. Peak realism. And that was my schizophrenic showcase of Universe Sandbox. If you enjoyed watching, consider subscribing. It's free and helps out the channel. If you are here for my PvP videos, consider watching my other videos also. I know this will probably make the views lower for a little while because YouTube really wants to categorize my channel as Minecraft PvP, but I'll just have to push through this and make more stuff. I don't really want to have a channel just focused on dumb Minecraft PvP tactics. Instead, I want to make videos about any game or topic that I find interesting. And hopefully over time, the new videos will also get views. Anyways, that's it for now. Join my Discord, watch the random occasional streams, and look out for new videos every month or two. Also, sorry if the audio quality is bad at any points. This is literally the setup I used to record the entire voiceover for this video.